So Ben, your first name is Krishna.
Yes,
Hare
that's right.
Krishna. How do you say?
Yeah.
Hare.
You can if you like, yes.
What was it like to have an Indian father? This mix, Indian father, English mother.
Well, that's a really impossible question to answer, because if you ask somebody what was it like, what was it like, how many childhoods do we have? What have I got to compare it with?
Have you ever felt any different from the others because of this?
I think actors become actors because they have a sense of their separateness, their uniqueness. This has nothing to do with the ethnicity of their background. There are some people who could be, in their background, their lives, their culture, identical to me. And they could lead utterly private lives. I have chosen to lead a public life because it satisfies something in me, not because of any problem, difficulty, blah, 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 in having this or that as a parent. That's completely by the way. I am fulfilling my needs as a creative person for my own reasons and for my own delights, and that's really all I can say.
But do you remember what moved you to become an actor?
I've always admired actors.
And inside of you, a need of something or be liked, for instance?
I think to be seen and heard. I think one of the best things an actor can do is to stop needing to be liked.
Famous isn't good, Ben. For Clark Gable it's good. For Joe DiMaggio it's good. Famous to you it's not good.
That's quite a hard one, because it comes with the package of needs and demands and appetites that make a good actor. But if I am auditioning to be liked all the time to the camera, then my work's going to get very mediocre and sentimental, and it's not going to work.
And how did you work inside of you this kind of feelings?
I live with my feelings, I use my feelings, I'm in touch with my feelings in a way that an artist is in touch with the colors on his palette, or a musician, a composer, knows that there are a certain range of musical notes in the scale that he or she can draw upon in order to communicate the content that needs to be communicated. A painter has a set of tools, colors, canvas, textures to work with. A musician has maybe a cello or a piano and sheets of music. We have nothing. We have our imagination, we have our memory, we have our feelings, we have our needs, we have our urgencies.
We build for our fantasy, and
we don't build from our fantasies. That's peripheral, that's outside us. No, we build from what's inside here. We build from a vocabulary and a catalogue, a collection of feelings with which we are in touch. Our rage, our anger, our grief, our passion, our love, our hungers, our needs, blah, blah, blah. We are in touch with all these things because we have to be. If an actor only wishes to be liked, if that's secretly at the top of his or her agenda, half the things that they're in touch with will disappear or become irrelevant, because some of the things that we're in touch with are not very pleasant. Doing Schindler's List was not pleasant.
What was it like, this?
Very painful. Because I had to be in touch with grief on a colossal scale. Day after day after day. In Poland.
To live that more was a real...
Not in Los Angeles, in Poland. I had to be in touch with that grief that happened in Poland. It was... And all of us were in touch with it. Steven was in touch with it, Spielberg, which is why the emotional arduousness of the task produced such a beautiful film. Films like that aren't produced out of nothing, out of thin air. They're produced out of days that wrench your gut. But eventually you have a work of art. Work of arts don't come for free. Works of art don't come free. Works of art come through work. That's why they're called works of art.
And what was it like to work with Spielberg? Because he's known for another range of films.
For another range of films, but that doesn't mean to say that there's something inside him that's waiting to come out that's completely different. Mm-hmm. He is a great man to work with. He's a dear friend, and we're very closely in touch with each other now. Provoking, stimulating, affectionate.
You've done some characters of Shakespeare's plays, and what do you bring from this experience to your movies?
A vocabulary. Not necessarily, of course, a linguistic vocabulary, but a vocabulary of notions, ideas, struggles, dilemmas. Some of your viewers may know what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter. It isn't intellectual. It helps me get to work.
And for instance, to build a character like Gandhi, that was bigger than life.
What helps you get to... the thing about working on a film is the actor has to get up in the morning, get into the car, go to makeup, and get onto the set. Now, it's no good during that hour and a half or 2 hours sweating and thinking to yourself, I don't know why I'm here, they've got the wrong guy, I don't know what I'm doing. We have to get ourselves to work. We have to be poised and ready.
But do you dive, for instance, in a character like Gandhi? Do you put your whole self there?
Well, we have to be ready for when the director says action. We have to be poised, okay?
Because you weren't like Gandhi. I thought you were Gandhi. I said,
now,
this guy's really Gandhi. He is.
What I mean by poise is that we have to be alert and ready for everything. Now, you will not be poised as an actor if you are holding on to a collection of instructions, ideas, research, blah, blah, blah. This is a completely burdensome waste of time. When I say poised, I mean you have to know as much as there is to know and then let go. Then let go. Somebody who's playing tennis does not have the whole book of rules of the tennis match in their head every time they do a stroke.
You can stand the effort if you do that. You're going to be tense.
You have to fly with the moment.
Freely.
Yeah.
You were almost 40 and you got, in your first movie, an Oscar. It's a big sensation. Amazing. What was it like for you? Or just...
Well, I in a sense, I wish that it had happened. I don't wish it away. I'm immensely grateful for my Academy Award and for the 2 nominations that I, up to this date, have had. But there are times in one's life where you are struggling with certain issues in your life. We will not go into them because they're private, but you're struggling with certain issues in your life. And during that struggle, you are applauded and awarded. But unfortunately, the main focus is actually on the struggle, so that I wish now that moment had come at maybe a happier time in my life, where I could have been genuinely thrilled and blown away and bowled over by winning the Academy Award. It has taken me many, many years since the winning of it to truly and genuinely appreciate the value of it, the success of it, and how it propelled me into a career that I enjoy and that I love.
You're a very serious man.
No, I'm not. I'm actually very funny, and I love life.
In what extent did Gandhi influenced you personally? In a way you got better, you know?
Oh, no. The thing about playing a role for an actor is that actors don't collect things. We're back to the same image of poise. An actor doesn't collect things as he goes through his or her career. What we do is we shed. Actors spend their lives giving things away. This is what makes actors wonderful people to be with. I don't mean that facetiously. I do not mean that sarcastically. A good actor is a wonderful person to be with because you find that all they want to do is give it away. All an actor wants to do is give you a performance, give you a portrait of somebody, give you a version of the truth. So I gave Gandhi away. I didn't come away with Gandhi.
I see.
I gave him away. So you come away with less. You come away lighter. So maybe I got rid of a lot of twisted knots inside me.
For instance, now in Species, we talk about genetic engineering. What is your opinion about this subject?
Well, I'm not a scientist. I'm not a philosopher. I'm not a spiritual leader. I'm not particularly gifted to hold forth about genetic engineering. So my opinion is probably instantly disposable and not very clear. Having got myself out of a very tight corner, I will now say that we mustn't fiddle around with things unless we know that we're morally and spiritually and ethically equipped to deal with the consequences. We were not equipped to deal with the consequences of splitting the atom. We have turned it into the most destructive force imaginable. We may not be equipped to interfere with the structure of DNA. We could turn it into the most destructive force imaginable. There are very, very bad precedents for scientific exploration and the turning of that exploration into forces of destruction. I have a wish for scientists who are my peers and my fellow human beings to grow spiritually and morally and ethically and as humane human beings before they next go into the laboratory. There isn't time to mess around. We're running out of time on this planet. We're running out of time.
You went once in Brazil and you didn't get a good impression from Brazil.
Listen, my dear, I had a wonderful time in Brazil.
Yes, my dear.
I did, my dear. I had a wonderful time in Brazil. I just made a dreadful film, that's all.
Oh, okay. Your impression is still okay?
Yeah, it's great.
Okay. So I hope to see you soon.
Yeah, I hope so.
Okay. Thank you very much for the interview.
Muito obrigado.
Muito obrigado. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.